All right, so right now I've got all this mess right here going on because I am trying to propagate some mums. Get some books here. So I've got mums here in just water, mums here in water. Oh, though I did put cinnamon in this water because there's some benefits. You might want to read about that online. So I put cinnamon in that water. I've got these over here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to propagate some in these water only pails, buckets, whatever, little things that I'm making up as planters to save money. So, okay, and then I got these over here. And this Amazon box, what I did was I had bought solar lights. So I took the solar lights out, and it was cool because it had these little things where the solar lights were in. So then my partner got me these plastic cups. So then I just realized that that would fit in here, and this could make another planter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put dirt into these little planters. Okay, so here we are. I have put the dirt into these little cups. I'm trying to use as least amount of like dirt and resources as possible, just because right now I'm in a broke phase of my life. I don't have any extra money to do some of these things, so I'm trying to be very, very conservative. Okay, so I've got some of these cinnamon tablets. I'm not advertising this. It's just something that I'm using because I ran out of shake cinnamon, and right now, again, trying to design on pennies, and don't want to go out and buy anything. So I found some cinnamon that I take, and I'm going to break open the capsule and put some in the dirt. All right, so this was one capsule of cinnamon, and now I'm just going to put it in the dirt. I don't think I need a lot of it. I just kind of want to give it. I just do this because there's some benefits I've read about cinnamon, like as a rooting hormone and preventing like some fungal stuff. So, you know, I'm no expert on it, but I do it and it seems to help. Okay, let me get one more capsule. Okay, I'll just kind of like finish putting some cinnamon. Make sure each cup has got a decent amount. Okay, so I got some cinnamon left in here. I'm going to put some water in it. Just to let you know up front, I realized that I didn't put any holes in the cups. So I'll probably go back and do that later. But I just want to remind you that if you want some drainage, but I don't think in this circumstance it's going to matter. I'm not going to overwater this. I just want to get it wet. Kind of get everything started. And put a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit more water. I just want to start off real moist. I don't want to be, you know, saturated. I just want to be moist. Hold on one second. Okay. And I'm going to kind of mix it around a little bit. So we're propagating mums. Mums are one of my faves. I know it's everybody's loves mums, so common and typical like, right? I love mums. So I'm gonna make some more mums. And who knows? I can use them as Christmas gifts. Anything. Because we're in October right now. Yeah, and I've decided that I'm gonna figure out a way to have plants and mums all winter long. I don't know if that feels wet enough. No. Hold on one second. All right, so let's just put a little bit more water. I'm being like maybe too skimpy with the water. I definitely didn't put all the dirt in here that I could have put in. And that was basically another reason was I don't have a lot of bags of dirt left right now. I have like a half a bag. So I'm trying to really conserve the products that I have right now, only because I'm in a broke situation. So I'm trying to do everything cheap and still be able to have fun and do stuff that I want to do, even when I'm going through a broke time in life. It happens, right? I'm sure you can relate. Being broke sucks, but it's like I still want to try to take advantage of all the resources I have. And I'm like, this is why I'm using anything I can to try to do things where I don't have to buy or spend money on something. Okay, so moving on. I'm going to spray a little bit more water into these before I put my plants in. And I just got like this little spray bottle and I'm spraying. I like this because I use these spray bottles when I'm trying to tell the dogs not to do something. And wow, they listen really well. So, but they're also really great for planting stuff. All right, so now you see I've got all my guys here set up. So I already have these here and I already have these here. So I'm going to do now is work with these. And I'm going to plant these. So I'm kind of doing this little experiment. And my experiment is, let's see what does better. What I put right in the cup of dirt or straight up water. I've watched a lot of YouTube videos. People are doing a lot of different things. I just kind of want to see what works the best for me on how this experiment goes and how quickly it does. All right, so let's get started. First thing I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use a hose to try to make my hole of where I'm going to put this plant down in. I get a lot of, every day I get a little special treat of like a Coke Zero from the gas station from my partner. So I've got like an add-up of straws that I'm keeping now, and I'm conserving the straws so I can use them for things. And I just realized how great this would be. So let me make sure I get that hole there. Get these holes. I'm just making a hole so I can like drop it down really easy and not have to fight through the dirt. Because some of these are a little weak the way that I cut them, and they're not strong yet, so I don't want to use them as like a way to make it strong. Okay, I think I've pretty much got all my holes where I can now just kind of like stick them in. All right, so like there's a lot of difference of opinions of like how to do this. And I know a lot of times people say don't leave a flower on, but I'm going to leave the flower on, and I'm going to tell you that I've left flowers on before, a year prior, actually not 1 year prior, 2 years prior, right before the summer when we got the Colin Bell. I did this, okay, and it still grew the roots and it still worked. And so the reason that I want to leave it on is because I just get excited knowing what color it is, and instead of having to mark what color they are, I already have the flower to tell me. So I'm going to do that. Hold on one second. I forgot to make sure that I had the red mums. Star baby, don't. Star baby, she loves to get into flowers. Okay, so I want to make sure that I do the red. Okay, so that stem is a little long. So let me just kind of boop, trim that stem a little bit. How do you think that's going to be? Is that a little too long? Okay, so I cut the stem on that one a little bit, and I dropped this orange one down. Okay, so Star baby, don't Star baby. She's crazy. Crazy. So yeah, I had done this season before we got Cole and Bill, and it worked. They grew it anyways. Okay, so I'm just saying they grow anyways. So orange is my favorite color, so I do a lot of orange, but I think that's enough now, right? That's enough. All right, so now we're going to put another red. We'll put the red in the back. See, I'm just gonna sit them in there for now. That's another orange. I need like some of these purples. I don't really like these purple ones as much. I'm gonna do them anyways. Somebody else might. You can always give them as gifts. I mean, if I can keep them alive into winter, I can give people gifts. I think they'll love that. So, how many reds did I do? I did 2 reds so far. All right, this one here is a red, but it doesn't have the flower on it. So I'm gonna do that as an experiment too. I'm gonna put it in here, even though it doesn't have a flower on it. What happened? Was there one right there? So let me see. I can do, oh, I just wanna do this because it's orange. And I'm going to keep that one long and see what happens. So did we get them all? We did. Okay, so we got them all. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to kind of like pack the dirt in really well. All right, guys, here I go with my blue glove. I know sometimes you're like, oh, why does she wear gloves? There's a lot of different reasons. I don't like getting dirt under my fingernails. It's a thing for me. You know, or maybe little tiny bugs I can't see or bugs I can see, just things like that. That's why I always like do the glove thing. It's not because I'm like a weird. It's just because I kind of get creepy about things like that. Unless that makes me weird. And if that makes me weird, then I guess I'm weird. All right, so I'm just going to pack it down. If Star Baby would stop it. She is like, you know, if you've been watching my channel, you know about Star Baby. I talk about her. She's just like the child that's into everything all the time. Now that guy there, all he's got is a bloom showing, not even a leaf. Uh-oh. We'll see how that goes. So like this is all an experiment. So it's okay. Okay. I'm making them from mother plants, so they're free. I'm just cutting them up. You know what I mean? It's like if you lose something, no big deal. And those mother plants, when you cut their like branches off, it's quick. It just grows right back. Actually, sometimes it makes them grow like double or triple speed, which I think is what happened to my fruit trees and why they grew so fast. So let me just compact it around here. It's just kind of hard to get my hand in this. Get my hand in this little cup. Okay. So like what I like too about leaving the blossoms on, even though you're not supposed to, is like, come on, it looks like you already got some mum plants, you know? And like I said, I've done this before, and it's funny because a lot of people say, oh, it's going to take up the energy instead of building roots. But it's funny because like I had like a 95% root rate anyways, doing it, leaving this stuff on. And listen, I don't know why that worked because it's not supposed to, but it worked for me. So I'm going to kind of like do this experiment and, you know, touch base with you and let you know whether or not, you know, it worked and how many out of these. So 3, 6, 9, 12. So we got 12 of them, and I'm sure you're going to want to know how many actually rooted. And now I'll be able to tell you, and then I'll be like, okay, well, if they all root, then I did this the unconventional wrong way, and it still worked. And it's not because other people's information isn't right. It's just because plants want to live, maybe, you know, and these are the type of plants that, like, they want to grow, they want to bloom, they want to sprout. So I think that there are some plants that it's like, no matter what you do wrong or against the so-called guidelines of how to make them work, they just work because they just want to live. And it's their desire to grow. And I think you just put, you know, them in dirt, you put them in water, and they go. So that is where we are with that. Okay, so I've got other stuff here that I got them near my eggs. No big deal because I'm going to steam those eggs anyways, so they'll be sanitized. But, so, yeah, I'm going to put this box outside. And, yeah, so I basically reused and made this planter that I wouldn't have had except for the cups I got. And so I made my Amazon packaging that my solar balls came in. I reused it and I was creative and I didn't waste anything. So I feel good about that. All right, guys. So I will touch base with you and I will let you know how those do compared to the ones that I put in the water. Like and subscribe. Hope you love my channel. Hope you like me. I'm somewhat of a weird person, but cool too. All right. So please like and subscribe. Thank you.